Good evening, everyone. Mr. P just in the kitchen making a coffee. Oh, hang on a minute. Mr. P just... Sorry, I forgot to mute it. I was watching something earlier on. So yeah, an uneventful weekend, touch wood. Not that I want to repeat last weekend's debacle, but hey ho. Yeah. So Mr. P went live this afternoon because he's taking his test tomorrow. So I've been banished from coming down till about 1 o'clock. So well, I just sat to entertain myself, either watch telly or something in bed or whatnot. So Callum's had his orders, you know, not to come down, sort of, even though he's off tomorrow, Callum, he's had his orders not to sort of, because he does keep coming down periodically. So, you know, Chris has told him, you know, basically till after 1 o'clock, because he's taking his exam tomorrow. He's been doing mock exams since yesterday and mostly got 100%. So keeping everything crossed. You know, it should sail through it.
I should. How do?
Touching wood and everything.
All be well.
Yes. So yeah, I've got to stop upstairs till after 1 o'clock. So
till I say, "Oh, your ear is big." Yeah.
So we have got a telly bedroom and a mini box upstairs. So I'm sure I can sort of entertain myself till he's done, because he can't have anybody in the room.
It's only time I can kick it out of the house.
Well, you're not kicking me out of the house.
Room.
But anyway, yeah.
I'm gonna find it.
He's got it's got to do it on a webcam. He's got to sort of pan round room just to, you know, show the examiner that there's nobody in the room. He's got to have a clear table behind him. Basically, he's got to show the examiner that he's not getting any outside help or anything, and blah, 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 that sort of thing.
That's no cheating.
Yeah, basically, just to prove that he's not cheating, in other words. So, Keena Bath Tracy. Oh.
So basically, I bet she sprayed water all over Tracy.
Hiya, Johnny.
Hello, Johnny. I'll be.
You see, this is confusing because I never know whether it's Tracy or whether it's Johnny. So make yourself known. So yeah. So yeah, I've been doing some a little bit of research. Hiya, Bexy, long time no see.
Hiya, Bexy, lad, hello.
So yeah. Hiya, Anna, how are you?
Hello, Anna.
So yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of research. Yes, all over the place by the looks of things. It really needs a bad cut. I am Jad, how are you?
Hey.
Feeling better. I'm a lot better. Tracy, Johnny, lol. that solved the question there. So yeah, so I've been doing some research. I've downloaded, or I've printed off as well, a special Valentine's baking. Well, obviously Valentine's is on a Sunday, so I'll probably be doing it, I think it's about the 9th on the Tuesday evening live stream. And if you're interested, it's chocolate brownie Valentine's cupcakes with marshmallow frosting. But the marshmallow frosting calls for a jar of marshmallow fluff. Now, I have been looking into it, and it's very hard to source. You can get it.
Come to mine right now.
I all were at, but they're here. What? Working out, but oh, it's Johnny.
Yeah, he's working out, but is he?
So yeah, so it does call for a jar of marshmallow fluff. Now, it's an American thing, this marshmallow fluff, but they don't sell it in Asda. They do it at Sainsbury's, but I've researched and you can make your own. Hi, Kate, how are you?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, right down to the marshmallow fluff, I can make it. It's like just egg whites, caster sugar, vanilla essence, and golden syrup, I think. Yeah, I did see it advertised for Sainsbury's, Anna. Try American Island Tesco, Asda. Obviously I have my shopping delivered from Asda, and there is a big Sainsbury's about 10 minutes away from here. But I like the thought of making my own, actually. Right down to the chocolate, on the recipe, it says to melt white chocolate, add some red food colour until it's at the desired colour, and like to put it on baking paper, right down to like the chocolate decorations. Now, I have seen on Amazon some like art, like sprinkle things. So, but I haven't decided. If I could pick some up, I will, because it'll save a job. But I did, when I thought, well, you can get it off Amazon. Yeah, that's basically because it is actually an American recipe. But I thought of, there's one thing I do, Anna, is I do research these things. They do sell it on Amazon, but it's a very inflated price, if you know what I mean. Hi, partners. How are you?
Partners, lad.
So, yeah, I mean, it comes, you can get it on Amazon, but it comes at a price. It's like where it's advertising it at Sainsbury's for £2 something. If I were to buy it from Amazon, you're talking about nearly £5. I haven't decided yet. I mean, it's like a couple of weeks away. So, I may make the decision to get a jar, buy a jar, or I haven't decided yet. But that's my little special, like Valentine's thing. What I'll be doing on the live stream. I did print another one out, and you can't get any British than this bread and butter pudding. So yeah, I've never made bread and butter pudding, but I've always wanted to. So that's another recipe I printed out. I've always wanted to do bread and butter pudding, but never attempted it. And that is actually off the Nestle Carnation website. So as I thought, I'd just sort of update you on what I've been doing over the weekend. Different from last weekend when I were really ill. So that's sort of in weeks to come. Tomorrow we're making apple donut muffins on the live stream, and then I think the week after I may make the Mardi Gras lemon slice. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, that is Yeah, that's it. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hello, Steve, lad.
It's sliced brown bread, butter, sultanas or raisins, caster sugar, vanilla extract, evaporated milk. But it does say if you want like a extra crispy top, to sprinkle some caster sugar before you bake it. So just a little bit of a sort of hack there for you. If you want extra crispy, you just sprinkle some sugar on before you put it in the oven. Yeah, Mardi Gras lemon squares or the Rolo cookie thing. He's doing this exam tomorrow, Kate. He did do a live stream this afternoon, but it's what is it? A2 CFC, and basically, so yeah, I mean, because this recipe I've printed off, we're off the carnation. Obviously, it's evaporated milk, so but yeah, it's been like since yesterday that it's basically to do with an upgrade is drone license.
So I won't be able to say I'm a professional drone flyer.
Yes, it's basically another string to his bow, let's say. It's got the note. What it is, Kate, it's all been done online. They send him like all the modules and everything. And since yesterday, he's been doing like mock exams. And so to 9 times out of 10, he's got 100%. But he's taking his, hiya, Dr. Smith, how are you? He's 9 times out of 10, he's got 100%. But tomorrow is actually taking the exam at 12 midday. Now, nobody else can be in room with him. So, you know, they do it via webcam, the instructor and everything. And basically, he's got to pan around room to prove to instructor that there's nobody else in the room with him. It's a extra. He's already got a drone license, but this is like it can do. It's basically, so let's say, for instance, people wanting to go up and flight drone over the house just to check the gutterings and the roofs and everything to make sure that there's no leaks. It can do it legally because you're not supposed to fly in a built-up area. This way, with this license, it can do such like things as, you know, if people say, oh, can you put your drone up and you know, pan your camera down and check the guttering, or I've got a leak, can you see, you know, can you take drone up and see exactly where this leak's coming from? He's legally able to do that. So in actual fact, it is for a license, Kate, but it can get paid for it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and as Steve says, when you pass, you can then do work for money. Yeah, we are, you know, at the moment, if they were tasking him to send drone up and check the guttering or check the roof, he couldn't legally get paid for it. But with this extra license, it can legally get paid for it. So, show me the money. Are you going already, Dr. Smith?
Have a great night. Lovely to know. Hello, bye-bye.
So,
I can't see.
So funny thing is, going back to these chocolate brownie cupcakes, Chris's mum bought me a book all about muffins and cupcakes. Now, in the back of that book, there's like all stencils, like different shapes. So I've even got like art-shaped stencils, and all I'd have to do is copy, draw around it, and then basically, here, if you have the 107, as it's called, you can real estate work for up to $300 an hour. We're moving to Chicago. So yeah, okay then, Anna, thank you for popping in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've even down to stencils. I've got a cookery book that Chris's mum bought me. We all like different shapes in back of this thing. So I mean, that's no problem. So I can do my own like decorations, but I have sort of seen some art sprinkles. So everybody's banished from the room tomorrow till after he's done this test. It's basically like a proper test, but it's all done online. It's like what you call a crash course, if that makes sense. So yeah, you know what I mean. It's been like a crash course basically. There's God knows how many modules, 20 odd modules that he's had to read through, and all things, like wind speed and all this, weather
clouds,
situations, and you name it. But so just flying around houses and taking video and pics of their asses for sale. Well, this is it, it opens more doors basically for him, as regards paid work, let's just say. So yeah, so that's about it really. Nothing. Yeah, really enjoyed Friday's live stream, Amjad. Oh yeah, we had a fart fest and a love fest. Well, you see, funny thing is, I was going to call it that tonight, and I thought, well, no, probably YouTube will look down the nose at me, Italy. I was sort of going to put the title either Fart Fest or Love Fest, and I thought, no, you can imagine the people sitting at YouTube sort of looking down at you like this, But I thought, in the sort of fun that it was, I mean, they probably not think it's funny. So I thought, no, well, I'll keep it, I'll keep to my normal thing. But yeah, it were really, really funny on Friday. I'm burning Lenore Gold Orchid. Oh, I bet that smells nice.
Wash it again.
But yeah, I really, it same as I says to Chris other night after I closed it down. I says, don't. It's sort of, don't time fly when you're having fun and you're having a laugh. You know what I mean? It will like 1 minute you look at clock and it's 9 o'clock, and then before you know it, or before you blink an eyelid, it's 11 o'clock. No washing involved. Well, if you can hear that noise in the background, Chris just put our tumble dryer on. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I says to Chris, I says, it just goes to show you that hey, we've got Becky in.
Hello, Becky.
Flower of the UK. There you go.
Thank you, Becky.
So it just goes to show you that time does fly when you're having fun. You know what I mean? You know, talking about farts. Well, it was Dr. Smith's fault because he came in and he were on about gas. So, you know, I blame Dr. Smith. You know, he got on about gas, so we sort of just carried it on. And then we had a love fest. But it's nice that, you know, how can I put it? And I says to Chris, you know, we have regular people coming in. We have, he says, oh, he's still there. It's your fault, Dr. Smith, that we got on about farts.
That's crafty, that's saying he's good when he's not.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was Dr. Smith's fault. Pixie, bless him. So, yeah, so, but how we got from farts to, you know, telling everybody that I love them, and, you know, and everybody were telling everybody else that they loved them, and, you know, how we went from a fart fest to a love fest, I do not know. It was his birthday, weren't it? I think I've got him on Facebook and it come up on Facebook. But yeah, you know what I mean? And another title that I thought I sort of toyed with the idea of coming up with is Jeanette's Love Nest. You know what I mean? That was another one I toyed with. I thought, no. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, everybody comes here because they know that they're not going to get drawn into any drama, any arguments, etc., etc., etc. It's just good, clean fun, you know, and you know, we enjoy each other's company. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean. It's a safe haven for a lot of people. Let's love nest, oh my. Oh, yeah. I love the Wednesday live streams when you call it whatever Wednesday. But you see, I came up with that, Amjad, because as Friday night goers, it were whatever, you know what I mean? And that's what my live streams is all about. You know, it's whatever comes up, if you know what I mean. Johnny says, I'm laid on the floor doing sit-ups, done 60 and still commenting. That's commitment. Oh, that's not on. I need your undivided attention.
Well, you can after tomorrow.
So, yeah, you know, I mean, not sort of disrespecting anybody's channel, but there's a lot of drama channels out there that cause conflict and, you know, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And they always at one another's throats, you know. I don't have none of that. Anybody comes in and they start anything, boom, they're gone. Yeah. And this is what, when I shut it down, Amjad, I says to Chris, I really enjoyed that live stream. You know what I mean? And this is why we talk about such random things, you know what I mean? You know, farts and everybody saying, you know, that they love each other, and you know what I mean? It's for a lot of people, it's a safe haven, if you know what I mean. Oh, thank you, Kate. But you get what I'm saying is, you know, you can go to different channels and they're all about the drama, and she said, he said, what's his name said, whatever, you know what I mean? But with me, what you see is what you get. You know, I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't stand for any yeah, I was trying to think of the right word, but Chris said crap. But yeah, I don't stand for any crap, basically. You know what I mean? Remember the live when I kept going on about the jockstrap? Bella made me laugh that night. Yeah, that were a long time ago. That were Amjad. But yeah, I can remember that. I don't think Amjad's ever got over that comment.
Sausage surprise!
That Bella made a comment about a jockstrap. I forgot what conversation we're about now, and this is why it's so random. You know what I mean? I seriously need my hair cutting.
You get a bowl that.
No, you're not. You're not going near it for a start. Yeah, it's getting to that stage again where a few Christmases ago where I can't be doing weight, I can't do no weight, I'm going to have it all cut off. You know what I mean? It's sort of getting to that Atari 1.6. I'm not going to have it cut. So hiya Gordo, how are you? So you can rest easy if you're watching, Bella. No, I'm not going to have it all cut off. But it's got to that stage where, I've got my clipping. I've got two like clippy things at back, and it still looks a mess. So yes, you know what I mean? As you can see, it's a right old mess. It's, I get too hot if it's down. So, it's, I could really do with like just a little, Johnny says he's done. But yeah, you know what I mean? I could really do with a bit of a trim, but obviously we can't. So, and I ain't letting Chris anywhere near it because I've come away scalped. So I have ordered another dye with my shopping. So in the next few weeks I'll be dyeing it. But I've needed mine doing for ages now, Kate. But obviously, for about a year now, it's like ends. They all like straggly and fly away, and it just needs a tidy up at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to making these. Sorry, things fell on the floor. These chocolate brownie Valentine cupcakes. If I have to make my own marshmallow fluff, I will do. Just finished off with 20 push-ups, arms are burning and shaking. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's you see, last time I ordered it, I have that, is it Bell Colour 4.3 normally, but when I ordered it last time, they substituted it for a 4.0, which in essence is just a dark brown. No. You could have a Boris Johnson haircut like mine. So do I. But yeah. It's getting to that stage now where it's getting on my nerves a little bit because it needs tidying up, and as you can see, it's a right mess. Oh dear, but I do like brush it all back and put it up in a scrunchie, and then I put my clip in, and I've got two like clip things in back to, keep straggly bits up. But it still looks a mess. And that's sort of what made me have it cut all off last time, because I couldn't do note with it and it always looked a mess. But I'm not going to have it all cut off. When things get back to normal, I'm just going to have like a trim. Keena can't headband rock, so I said I grow mine for a year and show her. But yeah, so you know, it's sort of, it's going to stage now as well where my roots are showing a little bit, and obviously the, you know, the parting bit is going a bit grey. So I thought, bite the bullet, order another colour. If I get whatever colour, I'll just colour it anyway. Oh my God, on Saturday I said Atari 1.6 random. My mum says, what are you talking about? I said, it's random. Will we ever get back to normal? That's the question, Kate. Hey, I'll tell you something. I don't know whether it's true or not, but it come up in my notifications because I like get like news notifications. It's now saying that they want you to vaccinate your cats and dogs with this vaccine, whatever. So I don't know how true it is. You know, it's just, I says to Chris, I went, oh my God. He says, what? I says, I've just had a notification come up and it says they're now urging you to vaccinate your cats and dogs. And I went, well, there's not enough vaccines to go around humans, let alone inject it into cats and dogs. You know what I mean? And then it says another one was saying they're hoping to get the second round of vaccines for the over 50s. And I says to Chris, says, well, yeah. And I says, well, I ain't had my first in yet, let alone second in. You know what I mean? Can anyone remember which advert that haircut? No. I've been to bed since then, Gordo. But yeah, that came up in my notifications. They're now urging all pet owners to get the dogs and the cats vaccinated against it. So I'll get my pet woodlice, vaccinate him. It's ridiculous, isn't it? You know, there ain't enough vaccine to go around humans, let alone injecting it into your cat and dog. You know what I mean? It is.
Say, just to prove. Another one done 100%.
Yeah. Ooh. It says, good job. You passed this quiz with a score of 100%. And you only need 80% to pass. So that's Chris's way of proving that, you know, he's just done another mock exam and he got 100%. So I don't know whether you can see it or not.
Don't know. Yeah, it's coming up there. I'll turn brightness down.
So yeah, it is a bit bright, but
just see it.
Yeah.
I did turn it down.
Yeah, Kate says, well done. So yeah, he's done another mock exam and he's got another 100%. You'll blast it.
I'm still bricking it.
Yeah, you do have to pay, but you only need 80% to pass.
I think you can get a minimum of 6 wrong.
But it does say that if you fail it first time, you've got to pay another 30 quid to take the test again. And if you don't pass the second time, you can't take it again for 12 months. But yeah, he did have to pay for the like crash course, but same as Chris said, you can earn that back and more with this license, if you know what I mean. If he were to do it commercially, he'd get that back and more. So anyway.
Anybody want to hire a drone pilot?
So yeah. So but yeah, when it says Johnny says you can stick your vaccine up your ass cheeks.
That's what they do, isn't it?
No.
No, it's in your arm.
But Yeah, Chris, I got a leaky gutter. You have to pay for the privilege, though, Johnny. Once he's qualified.
Because it's west side. I'll knock it down to 100 quid for you, mate.
Sorry, I'm just looking. It says fuming dancing on ice viewers switch channels as Gemma Collins returns to the show. Can't stand the woman. Just saying, that's just my opinion.
Is that Gobby cow?
She's, yeah. Only happens when it rains, any idea? It's a song. Just you just know that well, exactly, and I think that's why they're saying get your dogs and cats, they're gonna, you know, what I mean. Naff off, I brave a ladder.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right, I'm at home. 5 top headlines for today. Boohoo pays 55 million for Debenhams brand, but store hangs in the balance.
Oh.
I just remembered it's a council house, they can sort it. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's sorry, I'm just trying to get that news thing, but anyway. But yeah, can't stand Gemma Collins. She's a gobbick. Ow. And she thinks she's something that she in, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And when she's in I'm a Celebrity, when the going gets tough, she's out of there, if you know what I mean. She can't hack it. And she's a right diva. That's all I'm saying on the matter. Don't like her at all. If it weren't for the only way is Essex, she wouldn't be where she is today. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's not very often I say I dislike somebody, but I don't like it at all. Oh, I'm not on my own then. Kate and Johnny don't like her either. But yeah. And there's no wonder people switched over from Dancing on Ice if she were on. Enough to put anybody off. Yeah. You know, she thinks because she were in Only Way is Essex that she's above everybody else when she's just as common as muck like rest on us. You know what I mean? No, I just read that on my thing. It says the left, like, viewers left in droves because she were on Dancing on Ice. But yeah, on that ring floating down. No, not interested. Anything to do with Gemma Collins. I can't stand the woman. You know what I mean? It's like this. Let's say, for instance, I got famous. What for? I don't know. that picture come up with, and she got like a pink turban thing on. You know, how can I put it? I won't let it go to my head like she has. You know what I mean? I'd still be in contact with my friends. I'd still be in contact with my family. Yeah. The picture that came up, Kate, she were like all dressed in sparkly pink and even turban thing to match. Hiya, Tracy. Did you get my message about tomorrow evening, Tracy? Yeah, she was drying Keener after a bath. But yeah, the recipe that we're doing tomorrow, the apple donut muffins, you're supposed to put them straight in the muffin tin. But I was thinking, I'm going to use cupcake cases. Make them in the cupcake cases, and once they've cooled down, remove the cupcake cases, because you have to dip them in melted butter and then in like a cinnamon and sugar mixture. So yeah, so that's basically, I just wanted to let you know that that's what I'm doing, because I says to Chris, I says, can you imagine, you know, we all willing world, you know, greasing muffin things, they're still going to stick. And can you imagine trying to get them out of a muffin tin on a live stream, you know, and I'm all breaking to pieces. So I says to Chris, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bake them in cupcake cases, but then once they've cooled down or cooled down significantly, I'm going to take the cases off and then like dip, if that makes sense. So so yeah, it makes things a lot easier, you know what I mean? Because we could be sat there for about 5-10 minutes trying to get them out muffin tin, because with best will in the world and the best muffin tins, you're still going to get them sticking to the tin. So I says, you know, you see, I'm not just a pretty face, Kate and Tracy. I do sort of think these things through. She has good thinking on. Oh, sugar. I've come up with, well, I've downloaded, this is a Valentine special. Now I've done thumbnail and everything. Chocolate brownie Valentine cupcakes with marshmallow frosting. Well, obviously it's probably going to make more than 6. I don't know. I'll have to have a look at the recipe, Tracy. But so it makes a dozen, I might double up. I'll have a look. I'll let you know. So yeah, so this is chocolate brownie Valentine cupcakes with marshmallow frosting. Now it does say on the recipe a jar of marshmallow fluff. Now people have been telling me where you can get it from. In the event that neither of us can get any, you can make your own. This marshmallow fluff, it's basically egg whites, caster sugar, vanilla extract, and what else? Oh, golden syrup. So it does say that you can make your own. So in the event that we can't get a jar, because this marshmallow fluff is American. Now, Kate says you can get it from Tesco. I've had a look on Asda. They can't find it. They do have it in Sainsbury's. And Kate says you can get them from B&M. But you need a 213-gram jar of just plain vanilla marshmallow fluff. But in the event that we can't get any, I've looked up a recipe and you can make your own. Pretty simple by the sounds of it. Now, even down to the like art shapes on the top, you can make your own of them. It's just white chocolate, red food colouring, and basically you pipe them onto a grease-proof paper sheet, let them set, and voila, you've got your own decorations. What?
I got one wrong. I only got 97% this time.
Oh. Try being them own bargains too. I've seen it for... Oh. Well, we've got an own bargains just down road, so I might get Chris to pop in there and have a look for me.
No.
Bag of rolf. But, I mean, when all's said and done, it saves time. But same as I said to Chris, on the night that we do, it's called Marshmallow Fluff. Now, it's American, but Kate says she's seen it in B&M, and we've got an own bargains. I did research it, Tracy, and it says Sainsbury's do it. I did look on Asda because I was going to order some, because I've got some shopping coming this Saturday and we're going to order it, but it don't look like Asda does it. But they do it on Amazon. No, it's not in a tube, it's in like a jar. I'll just get it up. And I'll yeah. They do have it on Amazon, but it's very inflated prices. Yeah, $2.20. Yeah, $2.20 in Sainsbury's. But if you look on Amazon, it's £4.98. I know they've got to make the money, you know. But you can make your own. I'll just get you a thing up. I've just got to I'll hold it back here because it's bright. I can't actually, without going off at pace. Can you see? It's like a plastic jar type of thing. So that is actual marshmallow fluff, and it is like you see in Sainsbury's. It's only £2.20, but if they do have it on, no, it's it. I'll just get it back up in a minute. I'll just you can't really see it. I'll just turn me brightness down, and then I can show it you again. But yeah, it's an American thing. I know, you know, sometimes they have it on toast with peanut butter and blah blah blah, you know what I mean. But they do, it's saying here that they've got it in. Yeah, I'm just sorting that, Tracy. So yeah, so I hope you can see that I've turned the brightness right down. That is what you're looking for, Tracy. Same as I said to Chris, I says if yeah, 213 grams. So that is it. I don't know whether you can see it. Can you see it, sweetheart?
Yeah, just that.
So yeah, sorry about that. I don't know whether you can see it fully now. I'll go a bit closer to the camera. So yeah, as you can see on that, the price is £2.20. Now you go on Amazon and it's £4.98. You can get it off for Amazon. So yeah, so that's the original, like vanilla. They do it in caramel flavour and strawberry flavour or whatever, but that's the original one. But you also need double cream with it. So but I did my research, and you can make your own. It's just like egg whites, vanilla, caster sugar, and golden syrup, I think. You know, so, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. If we can't source any anywhere, we can always make our own. But what I said to Chris is, if we can't find any anywhere, I'll make my own. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, same as I said earlier on, Tracy, the muffin and cupcake recipe book that Chris's mum bought me, it's got okay, it says it's 129 in B&M. You listening?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it's got like all different shapes in the back of the book, and there's an art shape there. So basically what you do for the decorations is you get a sheet of greaseproof paper, you draw an outline, let's say 12 art lines, and then you melt some white chocolate, add some red food colouring till you get it to the desired colour, and then you pipe it with a very thin nozzle onto the greaseproof paper and let it set. And then you've got your art-shaped decorations. So, but I did look on Amazon, and I think for about £1.90, they've got like pink arts. So, as well as the ones that we're making out of chocolate, I've got some, going to have some things. So, I've sort of, that's what I've been doing over the weekend, you know, doing that and then doing the research into this marshmallow fluff or whatever it is. And, you know, went on Amazon to source, you know, like a art-shaped, like edible sprinkle things on, you know. So I've got it all sourced. I think next week, Tracy, if you're still here, I think we might make the Mardi Gras lemon slice. Obviously, the week after we'll be doing the Valentine's thing because Valentine's falls on a Sunday, so we'll be doing it on like 9th. And then I think week after that, I think we'll do the English Madeleines with his new pudding cups. So I've sort of, you know, forward planning, let's say. So this week we're doing the apple donut muffins. Next week I might do the Mardi Gras lemon slices. Week after that it'll be the Valentine's cupcakes, and then week after that I think we'll do the English Madeleines. So four baking live streams up to yet. I've you know, I've sort of planned. I never plan this far ahead. I never know from one week to next, you know, what we're making. But yeah, I must have had a brain transplant when I were ill or something. So yeah, I never planned this far ahead. So, but I've done all the thumbnails for it and everything. You know, even the Valentine's thing. Well, I thought, well, we've got to do something for Valentine's, even sort of though it falls on a Sunday. You know, we've got to celebrate it, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. You know, and I thought, well, what better than Valentine cupcakes, you know what I mean? Because there's all sorts of things out there, and I thought, yeah, that, you know, that were ideal. I saw it, and the name of the website is This Little Home. So yeah, you had plenty of rest. You're ready now. Yeah, it's like I've not really done a lot over weekend, Tracy. It's just my brain that's been working, if you know what I mean. I've printed a few recipes out. I've been researching this marshmallow fluff. You know what I mean? It's been more like mind work than physical manual work, if you know what I mean. But I mean, when all's said and done, there is an alternative to this jar of marshmallow fluff. You can make your own. So, you know, I even looked into that, you know what I mean? If you can't find any, you know, what you're going to do, you're going to have to scrap the whole thing, sort of thing. So I typed in Google, can you make your own marshmallow fluff? And there's loads of them out there. Oh dear. See you later, Amjad. Have a good day. Callum's off tomorrow.
Yeah, good.
So thank you for coming in, and I'll see you later. So yeah, it's 2 weeks since I baked out, isn't it?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I've got shakes. Anybody kitchen woman?
Yeah. Yeah. Since we baked last time, that was last time I baked. I haven't baked at all. But yeah. Even Chris got a dessert from Asda for after yesterday's dinner. And funny enough, a week before, when I were ill, on the Saturday, I'd made a lemon cheesecake. Now, we had the Sunday dinner on the Tuesday. Liar. So yes, so I said, Chris says, don't worry about not baking anything or anything for after Sunday dinner. He says, when I go to Asda, he says, I'll get a dessert. So guess what he come back with? He come back with a lemon cheesecake. So I says, well, I says, we had that. I says, from when I made it week before. That was the last thing I ever made on the Saturday, was a lemon cheesecake. So he says, oh, well, I've been to bed since then. He says, I forgot. He says, anyway, he says, we can do a comparison. So anyway, sits there yesterday and Callum was eating his. So I says, well, what do you think then, Callum? I says, is it as good as mine? He went, no. No, not as good as yours. So even Chris said it weren't as good as mine. But anyway, if you haven't had no breakfast for 2 weeks, it'll do you good. But I'm getting back in the rhythm now. Asda crap. You didn't say that when you're eating it. You just said it weren't as good as mine. But we haven't bought a pudding in God knows how long, because I always make one. But, you know, obviously with last weekend's happenings, Chris says, don't worry yourself about, you know, making a pudding, blah, blah, blah. He says, you're still not, you know, you're still not 100%. He says, so he says, I'll get one from Asda. So yeah. But I'm getting in. I'm getting in back in the rhythm now. So
back in the groove.
Yeah. Well, 3 people's gone because it's gone down to 7 from 10 now.
I'm still there.
But yeah, probably because I'm talking about baking.
They don't like it. They can
but yeah. Oh, Becky's still here. While I think about it, I don't know whether a lot of people know, it's a channel called Val's Life, and she's very much into drones and things like that. Well, anyway, she was live last night, And anyway, so I went into a live stream last night and we got talking, and she, you know, bigging me up, you know, go over to Jeanette's channel. She's, you know, blah, 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 this, that, and other. Now, I know Johnny's on the keto diet, right? So Val, she's also doing the keto thing. Oh, Tracy made millionaire shortbread. Turned out good. Well, anyway, so we anyway, it come to, she says, about being on the keto thing. And I says, well, just because you're on a keto diet, and I do understand that keto means it's very low in carbs. So I invited her, I don't know when it'll be, but I invited her to come up onto the baking live streams, one of the baking live streams, and we can make a keto dessert, or you can have keto cupcakes, you can have keto muffins, you can have keto donuts, etc. And they're all made with, is it almond flour? No, not this time. It's quite a, you know, a way off, but it's something that she'd be interested in doing. But she's in America, you see, so it's the time difference. You know, she does work. So it's sort of finding a happy medium, but you know, we could come to some arrangement somewhere. I mean, because I know Johnny's very much into the keto thing, but this it's ketogenic. That's what it stands for. I have researched it, and it's very, very low in carbs. So you have to make it with. I can see a baking live at 2 a.m. Nothing new there, but yeah, it's sort of something that we talked about, if you know what I mean. And first thing that come to my mind was, well, Johnny's on keto, this ketogenic thing, so it'll be something to Johnny's advantage if Tracy makes something keto friendly. But they do it on Amazon anyway. But you see, I'd have to get ingredients anyway, so I mean, it's not going to be. So it's yeah, you know, it's something for future reference. You know, we've got to sort all ingredients, sort what we're going to make, etc. But it's something, you know, that we've talked about. So, you know, I mean, it's basically to Tracy and Johnny's advantage, because Johnny's on keto, and it was something that Johnny could eat, let's just say. Yeah. We don't need you anyway.
No, you psyched me, didn't you? Yeah, I remember that. I'm psyched. Put it in when you said.
You baking the donut muffins tomorrow. I didn't get the link. I do want to bake with you and Tracy. Oh, yes, we're making the apple donut muffins tomorrow. But going back to these Valentine's cupcakes, if I do have to make my own marshmallow fluff, I'll put all ingredients for the marshmallow fluff and everything in as well. There you go.
What?
Tracy's put, you get yourself off to bed, me and Jeanette can do it. There you go.
Well, you can put it in the oven, you can set the table up by yourself. Yeah.
You know what I always say, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, you'll probably go and do it in there, aren't you? So this I'm in the kitchen.
So We don't need you.
Hey, as long
Me and Tracy's got this covered.
as long as there's no waking me up.
What? When you were snoring last night, it were enough to wake Dead up. I don't know about hotels. Oh dear. But talking about snoring, honestly, it was snoring that lad. It woke me up at 2:30, and I think he woke himself up as well. So yeah, so that's how loud he was snoring last night. You can put your timer on, Chris. Oh dear. But yeah. But yeah, you know. We don't need him. Oh, another one that I printed off, Tracy, is bread and butter pudding. So that's another one that I printed off. Like bread, you know, the great English. I've never made it myself. You know what I mean? But it's one of the things that I'd like to make. So yeah, that were another one that I thought, you know, that's something I'd never made, and I thought, what the heck, I'll it's on Carnation website. So, but it's basically you know, it's important. If you make the marshmallow fluff, send me the bowl and beaters. Becky wants beaters to marshmallow fluff. But because it's an American thing, Becky, I was looking, and it's very hard to find here in the UK, but I know Sainsbury's do it, and there's 1 or 2 other places. But same as I've said, if worst comes to worst, I've done a recipe for marshmallow fluff, and all it is like 4 ingredients. It's egg whites, caster sugar, vanilla essence, and golden syrup, and that's it. 4 ingredients. So if worst comes to worst, we can make it. And what I'd do is I'd make it in advance anyway, and I'd just run through, like, you know, if we were to do, well, we are doing it on a live stream, but you know, I wouldn't actually be making the marshmallow fluff on the live stream, but I'd run through and I'd put it in description anyway, exactly how I made the marshmallow fluff. So yeah, so you know, sort of for future reference, or if anybody, you know, watches it, I will make it in advance, but I'll put the ingredients and, you know, and everything in basically in the description, like I do the recipe and whatever. You know, but it, you know, if like, you know, we've got enough on making the you know, the cupcakes and whatever, we are sort of going through processor how you make but what I'd do is I'd make it, and I've got some empty jars anyway. So what I'd do is I'd make it, jar it up until it's needed, and put it in the fridge till we need it. You see, I've got it all sorted out. This is what, when I say I've not been working manually, but I've been working like my mind sort of thing. So anyway, we've got it sorted. If worst comes to worst and we can't actually get any, we just make his own. So but yeah, so you know, it'll be there for, you know, whoever wants to make thing and they can't source it, because it is predominantly an American thing. So yeah, So what has everybody else been doing over the weekend? I know some areas of the UK have had snow. We've had nothing. It's been really cold. The temperature's plummeted. I think other night it was like -2. You know, I know certain areas have had snow. Wales has had snow. Dennis and Emma live in Leicestershire. They've had the snow. And basically, I think this is the snow that we had a week or so ago. So you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna have to blow my nose. Hi, Vanessa. How are you? Yeah. So Pixie's in kitchen is just feeding the cats and making a coffee.
Feeding cats.
So, apart from being ill last week, he's now giving me his lurgy, so I've got a bit of a sniffly. Not a full-blown cold, but I've got sniffles. So yeah. I says to him, I says, well, I says, it were, you know, tummy troubles last week, and now I've got your lurgy. Nothing major, it's just sniffles and you know, nothing that'll stop me doing anything. Yeah, we were just on about it, Vanessa, because I've printed out a recipe for Valentine's, and it's like chocolate brownie Valentine cupcakes with marshmallow frosting. Now, to make this marshmallow frosting, you've got to have marshmallow fluff. But as we've said, it's you can get it in UK, but you can only get it at certain places. You can get it off for Amazon, but they've inflated the price. You know, what you can get in like what we call Sainsbury's, it's £2.20. But on Amazon, you're talking about £4.98, which is a very inflated price. But I did, you know, do my research, and you can actually make it yourself. So, you know, all's not lost. So if worst comes to worst, I can make my own. So, you know, it not stop us doing the Valentine's. Vanessa says she's got a £5 tub of marshmallow fluff. I bet that's a big bucket. I mean, I only need 213 grams. So yeah, you know, it's as my saying, my next saying is, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not to be defeated, and if I can't source any, I'll make some. Easy enough to do. But yeah, you know, that's about it. So you know, how's the snow situation where you are, Vanessa? Has it still around? Has it gone? There's certain areas of the UK that had the snow that we had last week. You know, it's been bitterly cold, but sort of sun's been there, but it's still been bitterly cold. Pardon me. So yeah, apart from that, not really done anything. Chris has been swatching up on his he's taking like a drone license thing. He's actually taking the test tomorrow. So yeah, basically he's been swatting all weekend. He was going to go out with the drone on Saturday, but it was a bit cold, and alarm went off, and he says, turn alarm off. He says, I'm staying in bed. He says, so he decided he weren't going out anywhere. Plus, Jay that he goes out with, he's got an emergency appointment at dentist. And you too, Dr. Smith. So yeah, he'd forgot it. He messaged Chris and he says, I can't make it till later on. He says I've got to go to the dentist, and he ended up having a tooth out. So Chris didn't go anywhere Saturday. So I don't think it's been very much better today. Oh, look, it's 3 degrees. So, and it's only going to be 3 tomorrow. I'll just update it because it last update was 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's still 3 degrees. It says, feels like -1. You're telling me? It says between 11 and 2, then it goes down to 0, 5 a.m. 0, 8 a.m. 0, and then it actually goes up at 11 a.m. to 2.
Was that shorts weather? Shorts weather in Yorkshire, that is, you know.
So yeah, it's
we get a sun cream on.
It's what we call bloody cold.
Yeah, but you're not. Well, not to do
yeah, right. That's him that didn't want to get out of bed Saturday morning when the alarm went off because they were too comfy in bed.
This was me putting my jumper on, even though I just eating up.
Oh dear. You know what Callum says, don't you?
What, the mesh?
Well, when he sees all these footballers with gloves and he says, oh, these southern fairies.
Oh, this is a good one. Comes downstairs this morning. Cal goes, oh, put heating on, it's cold. All right, put heating on for him. This about half an hour later, bearing in mind it takes a while for radiators to get warmed up. He said, you put that heating on, you're still freezing.
His West Side short sleeveless t-shirt, lol, sun lounger. But yeah.
We'll have a picnic in snow.
Yeah, right. I'll have my picnic indoors, thank you very much. Yeah. You know, I'll have mine indoors where it's nice and cozy, and I've actually got a t-shirt on, but that's only because we've had eating on all day.
Turned it up because it's dipped a bit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be able to use my new cover for my table tomorrow. I did have it last week, but obviously for obvious reasons, I didn't get to use it. So look the professional, with table covering on, and so yeah. But yeah, that's the only reason why I've got a t-shirt on is I find sometimes that if I've got a short sleeve t-shirt on, I get cold. So I put my cardigan on. And then if I put a jumper on, I'm too hot. So I can't win. I can't win either way. So I think to myself, I thought, well, I may as well put a short sleeve t-shirt on. And then if I do get cold, I can always put my cardigan on anyway. So it's sort of a happy medium, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean? It's prolonged summer. That's all I can say. Oh, I don't like cold. Because I've had to have my glove on today as well. And I had it on for about 3 hours because my thumb's been hurting me like here. And that's where I've got the arthritis in like my thumb joint. But the only downside of it is when I have it on for extended periods, it cuts circulation off to my hand. I did think about getting it a little snip, you know what I mean, and snipping it, because after a while it does sort of roll down a bit and starts cutting circulation off to my hand. Oh, excuse me. So anyway, so yeah, that's it basically. But my joints don't like this cold weather. So yeah. So what can we talk about? Just name a subject. Let's throw it out there, a random subject. You know, I'm sort of sitting here waffling on about all sorts, and you know, what can we talk about? Scared somebody off because there's only 7 in there. Oh dear. Not to worry. So, what can we talk about? I don't know.
Don't see Wakey Dakey today.
No. Wakey's usually in by now.
Ooh.
Well, I've got a recipe for him, beetroot soup. So yeah, oh, cold here, snow tomorrow night. Well, Chris wants snow again, but I'm not particularly fussed either way. But
Snow and more snow, please.
It's just cold. Okie dokie then, Tracy. She says, be right back. Just gonna take Kina to the caravan. Oh.
You'll lock her in there for a night, sorry. Stay in here.
But yeah, you know.
Joking. Oh, here he is. He was watching all along.
Oh dear, not a fan of soup. Oh well.
Tomato, a bit of straw.
Yeah, well, I mentioned, you know, I thought, well, if I mention beetroot, he's sure to appear, you see. So yeah, because see, obviously, I search a lot for my recipes, and why it come up with beetroot soup out of nowhere, I don't know, because I didn't actually search for it. Just got settled with a big pot of coffee, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's I mean, obviously, you know, they say Big Brother's watching you, and it's funny how you know, you type these things in your search engine, and then all of a sudden, all these like recipes and whatever pop up into you. Oh, neither am I. It gets everywhere. Hey, I've printed some off that I think you might like, Wakey. Bread and butter pudding. And I were in Val's live stream last night, and she got talking about you. So so your name was mentioned. It was something about when you go in and you say, you know, what you're having for tea, and you're having all these delicious meals and whatever. And we actually got anyway, so we got onto the subject of food and whatever, and she was saying, oh, something about a lot of people in the chat were saying, oh, you're not a fan of bread and butter pudding either. Well, anyway, we got talking about you, and they're all saying they'd love to try shepherd's pie. And then she says, Wakey, when Wakey comes in, he'll say, oh, I've had such and such for me tea. And she says, I know everything that, you know, that he talks about. She says it sounds delicious. Anyway, I says, well, only thing he talks about, I says, when he comes in my chat is beetroot. And I made him laugh, sort of thing. She actually wanted me to go up on panel, but we're talking about 12:30 at night. I were in my PJs. We were getting ready to go to, you know, go to bed and everything. So anyway, after a while, we come up with this collaboration idea, because she's on keto diet, I should report you, Pixie, for mentioning coffee. Anyway, we got on about this ketogenic diet, because Johnny follows the ketogenic diet, and obviously Val does. So I says, you know, just because you're on this diet, obviously I understand it because I have researched it. It's low in carbs, you know, and you use almond flour in a lot of recipes. I says, but it doesn't mean to say that you have to miss out on desserts and, like, in essence, sweet stuff. So we're hoping to do oh dear, you see what Wake is put. Anyway, so we come up with an idea of doing like a collaboration where she's going to join me and Tracy, hopefully not in the too distant future, on a baking live stream to actually make a ketogenic friendly baking. So that's the idea. But it was you, Val, talking about the subject, you know, about food that got the conversation started. So yeah, I thought, well, I'll tell you we were talking about you. You know, being the kind, generous person that I am. Oh dear, so long as the recipe has beetroot in it, I'll be there. But anyway, we haven't set up a specific date, time, whatever yet. But she said she'd love to do it. You know, and it's sort of, in a way, in a sense, another string to my bow, because I'll be able to do ketogenic recipes. So yeah, and basically it's all really based on almond flour. So you can source it, you can get it off of Amazon. So, you know, it's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. But yeah, it were all, you know, all good. Let's say there were no negative or anything. You know, oh, pardon me. But anyway, same as I say, it weren't in a negative way, it were in a positive way. And, you know, and then they got on about, because obviously shepherd's pie and whatever in, you know, she says they'd you know, they'd like to try shepherd's pie because, you know, this is how we got talking about it. So anyway, we weren't talking about you negatively, just positively. You know,
right, camera we turned off.
Oh, look at that shot, straight in. So yeah, but you know, it weren't nothing negative, all positive. But that's how we sort of steered onto the subject of food. So you know what I mean? Answer to that is probably no.
No, not a single bloody number, I bet.
Mine had it's 10 grand for life for 30 years. Well, 30 years.
Yeah. Cake set for life. 6. Oh, we've got number 6.
Exactly. It says I had to put them right about the difference between shepherd's pie and cottage pie. Well, I know difference. Shepherd's pie is lamb mince and cottage pie is beef mince. It's English. One at Thunderball. £3, I think, or is it £5? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the you know, it's in the name. Shepherds look after sheep, lambs. So correctamundo. See, I know my stuff, Wakey. Ye of little faith, Wakey. So a shepherd looks after sheep. So sheep have lambs. So that's lamb. You use lamb mince in shepherd's pie. That's how I always remember. And beef mince in cottage pie. Where cottage bit comes into it, I don't know.
The cottage bit counts.
But yeah. And cottagers look after cows, eh? That's what I was saying. Where cottage bit comes into it, I don't know. I'll have to Google it.
Yeah. Okay, Google. Where does the cottage come from? Cottage pie. The name cottage pie was first used at the end of the 18th century. It was around the time that the poorer people of Britain, people who lived in cottages in the country, started using potatoes in everyday food.
Ah.
There you go.
Can't get over Jeanette, Wakey. What do you mean?
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, it's basically a poor man's pie. So yeah, so that's where cottage pie comes in, because it's a poor man's pie, in other words. So I just thought you'd like to know that snippet of information. But and the poor lived in cottages. So oh, from 18th century apparently. But all mince was scraps for the peasants. Ah, there you go then. So Jeanette is up on things meaning. But yeah, I mean, that's how I remember it, Becky, is because, you know, the clues sort of in the name, the difference between cottage pie and shepherd's pie. So yeah. Bone scrapings. Oh, yuck. So, you know, but the saying goes, Becky, I might look a bit thick, but, you know, when it comes to knowing me stuff, I know me stuff, if that makes sense. You know, it's like when I do research on my recipes, I do my research, e.g. the marshmallow fluff thing, you know, when I thought, well, if it's going to be hard to source, you know, needs most, I'll make my own. But you see, that's the thing, Wakey. I'm not a fan of lamb anyway, because for that fact, it's too greasy. I mean, Chris likes it, but I'm not a great fan of lamb because of the greasiness of it. But yeah, you know, I mean, I do my research as regards, you know, ingredients, whatever. And when I sort of put in like marshmallow fluff, and it being predominantly American, I thought, well, I'm going to struggle here getting some of it. But then I looked at, you know, can you make your own marshmallow fluff? And basically it come up with all these, you you know. But you see the difference in like the UK version and the American version. I mean, I know corn syrup and golden syrup are predominantly the same thing. You know what I mean? What you call corn syrup is our like golden syrup. So you know, but you know, it's you've sort of like got to how do I put it? Like in certain American recipes, it calls for heavy cream. Now I know in English language that's double cream. So you have to sort of translate it, the American recipes, into English ones, if that makes sense. But you see, the thing is with cottage pie, Wakey, I mean, Callum don't like carrots or peas in his. He'd sooner just have the mince, obviously made with onion and whatever. But without the carrots and the peas. Now, a cottage pie is a lot easier to knock up than a shepherd's pie. So, you know, I think that's why probably predominantly we, yeah. So, yeah. You see, if I've learned anything, Becky, we're doing the baking is baking soda in America is bicarbonate of soda here. You know what I mean? And it's as you get more different recipes, you tend to translate that into English, if you know what I mean. And it's like all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is plain flour. You know what I mean? And things like that. Now, but you see this chocolate brownie Valentine cupcake thing, even though it's an American recipe, they've done it in grams and they've put plain flour, cocoa powder, plain chocolate, whereas in America, plain chocolate is semi-sweet or something to that effect. And icing sugar in the UK is powdered sugar in America. But you get to know these things, you know, after a time. And basically you just translate it into English. Not that you talk a foreign language or anything, but you know, it's the same old adage that what we call chips, you call fries, and what we call crisps, you call potato fries, potato chips. I must have to say that the weight measurements are much more accurate than our measurements. Yeah. But you see that even though this is an American recipe, it is all in like grams, and, you know, they refer to icing sugar and plain flour and, yeah. So, you know, it's over a period of time, you get used to, oh, well, you know, it calls for semi-sweet chocolate chips. In other words, they dark chocolate chips. You know what I mean? And things like that. And obviously corn syrup is what we call golden syrup. You know what I mean? You sort of over a period of time, you get to know what they're talking about. So yeah, you know, because I mean, I've got cups and everything, you know, like when, you know, Americans sort of measure their stuff in cups. I have actually got the cups, but on my baking mat, it says like flour and everything. A cup is, let's say, 200 grams or something like that. I've got like precise scales, so I like to the gram, like, you know, it's sort of, it's sort of chancing it when you're measuring out in cups. But I like to be, as I saw on when I was researching this marshmallow fluff, baking is a precise art, and it's all about the temperatures and the precise measuring of your ingredients. You know what I mean? It's very precise. But with a cup version, it's not as precise as measuring in grams and whatever, if that makes sense. So I do like to be precise about the measurements, etc. So if I can, I like to convert into grams and whatever. Just call it treacle. No, because there's a difference. There is a difference in golden syrup and treacle. Treacle's a lot thicker than golden syrup is. So there you go, Wakey. Just a bit of snippet of information. Treacle and golden syrup are two different things. Treacle is a lot thicker than golden syrup. Golden syrup tends to be the runny version, whereas treacle is the thicker version. Now I've got all three. I've got golden syrup, I've got treacle, and I've got black treacle as well. So, but yeah, hang on a minute. Hope his internet won't go slow. Wakey's put a he's been Wikipediaing again. Oh dear. I'll not read it out. It's basically saying that treacle and golden syrup are the same thing, but in my eyes, treacle and golden syrup, one's thick and one's pourable. If you know if you get what I mean.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Whereas treacle, I mean, you know, it tends to be very thick and hard to measure out. Whereas I have the squeezy bottles of golden syrup, and it seems a lot thinner than. Yeah, in essence, it is the same thing, but the difference I find is treacle's a lot thicker than what golden syrup is. So yes, in essence, it is the same thing. But it's like, you know, a lot of Americans like cornbread, and I keep saying I'm going to make some. But you see, we don't have cornbread here. You know what I mean? Treacle has molasses, right? I'm not sure about that. I think we're talking about a different thing. Or I think black treacle is made with molasses, but not the golden syrup / treacle that we're talking about. Yeah, I think the black treacle is made from molasses. But yeah, like here in the UK, we don't have cornbread. And I keep saying that I'm going to make it specifically for, you know, the American people. You know, You know, it's like in America, you have biscuits and gravy. Now that's something. Wonder why black treacle is cheaper. I don't know. Google it. but yeah, you know what I mean? It's like biscuits and gravy. I mean, here in the UK, a biscuit's something that you dunk in your coffee. Not, you know, like it. A biscuit in America, it looks like what we call a scone or scone, whichever way you want to pronounce it. But I won't have it with gravy. You know, it's something that, you know. I feel bad for you all. No cornbread. I'll give you my mum's recipe. Like, yeah, and gravy should be brown, not white. This is the, you know, the old adage, the difference in, you know, even though we speak the same language, the difference is in the cultures, you know what I mean? You know, gravy and biscuits. In America, the gravy's white. So, you know,
Gravy's white?
Yeah. Gravy and biscuits, yeah. And what they call biscuits, we call it's like a scone or scone, whichever you way. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I've heard so much about this cornbread. It looks like a light sponge to me. You know what I mean? And I keep saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have a go at making some of that." You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, in that sort of respect, we're close, but worlds apart, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's the different in the cultures, you know what I mean? It's but I agree, gravy should be brown.
Brown gravy.
Yeah. We have white and brown, so there. You tell them, Becky. So, you know what I mean? It's even though we're sort of close, you know, we speak the same language and everything, we're like worlds apart culture-wise, if you know what I mean. But you know, I've said for a long time now I wanted to make some. That's the challenge. Do Becky's mum's cornbread recipe on a live bake. Oh, we could do if Becky wants to send me a recipe. You know what I mean? It's something that I've meant to do for a long time. You know what I mean? I've got all these like recipes, and like I said earlier on, Wakey, before you come in, we're doing the apple donut muffins tomorrow. I want to make a Mardi Gras, what's called a Mardi Gras lemon slice week after. Week after that, it's sort of coming up to Valentine's Day, so I want to do the Valentine cupcakes. And then, Wakey says, "Hiya, Carla, how are you?"
Hello, Carla.
So I hope you're going to come on live then, Wakey. Does that mean you're going to come on live and make it with us?
Well, you know, you want
and then week after that, I mean, I've had these like pudding cups for a week, and I keep saying I'm going to do the English madeleines. So it's like,
Hey, I've just thought.
You just thought that's dangerous.
I know. If you have at least 5 or 6 bakers baking with you,
Becky's up for it.
Yeah, and all at the same time, call it Mega Bake Off.
It's come up with a name for it. If it 9, no. You're a chicken, Wakey. John Coffey liked it, yeah. And I know what film that's from as well, Wakey, The Green Mile. One of my favourites. It's all right. We're trying to get some people to come on the baking live, because we were just on about cornbread, and Becky said she'd come up and do it, because she's going to send me recipe for a mum's old recipe. And Wakey, we're trying to get Wakey to, you know, he says, I'll give it a go. But he's all talk and can't walk the walk, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we're more or less throwing down the gauntlet to get Wakey to come on the live stream. Hey, Wakey, that's no excuse, because when we moved in here 5 years ago, right, there was an old-fashioned oven, and I used it for years, and it's only recently that I've had a new oven. So that's no excuse. You don't need a fan. You just adjust the heat settings. So Chris has just come up with a good title, The Great British Bake Off.
No, you can't call it The Great British
No.
Bake Off.
Yeah, copyright.
Copyrighted. Just call it Mega Bake Off or something like that.
Yeah, Chris has just said we could always call it the Mega Bake Off.
Or,
Lol, Jeanette, Wakey's a chicken.
or Transatlantic Bake Off.
But yeah, you know, so long as it works, Wakey, that's all you need. You know, no excuses about it needs a new fan or you need a new oven. You're just making excuses. So, you know, it's all right saying you'd give it a go. You don't have to come on camera. Still not going live. Oh, dear. But yeah, you know, that's some. I mean, we can have Becky on try. I'm sure Tracy will give it a go. There'll be me. We can see if anybody else wants to come and make cornbread. If we're still around, Carla, that's the gauntlet that's been thrown down. We're going to try and make some American cornbread. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's same as Chris says. We'll think of a title. Becky keeps putting a picture of chicken up. He says you don't want to see me wandering around the kitchen in my boxes. Whatever floats your boat, Wakey. I mean, you know.
I can just imagine Wakey with his boxes on and a big white stained vest. All the red beetroot juice down his front.
Oh dear. But yeah, Tucker wants to come in. But yeah, you know, I mean, and we can see who's come. I mean, obviously Becky's will probably come out the best because she says we're an apron chicken. A chicken on end. Oh dear, and Tracy's saying put your dressing gown on, Wake. Or just for this once, get dressed for the occasion. Well, hey, Chris has got beer belly and moves, but that don't stop him from going live.
Women like my beer belly and my moves.
All except me when you're in middle at night, when you're snoring like a Boeing 747. But you see, this is what we're talking about. I've never made cornbread, and I've always wanted to. So that's what got us on the subject, Carla. You know, about doing like a bake-off. Becky's willing to come on and show her expertise, and Wakey says he'll give it a try, but he's not willing to come on a live stream and do it. So, you know, I'm sure we can get a replacement for Wakey. You know, it's something that we can engage, you know, with us. There are actually several different versions of cornbread. Some are sweet and some are plain and some are spicy and savoury. Well, we've got to do a sweet one.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah. We've got to do a sweet cornbread. So yeah, Becky's on about sending me a mum's recipe. You you know. So Becky's obviously going to lead the way. How's your baking, Carla? But yeah, but what it is the more the merrier. I mean, there's me and Tracy, we're English. We've got Becky that's American, so to like even it up, we want somebody else American, if that makes sense. You know, get two American birds and two English birds. That made Chris titter. Still here, you've got. It's all right, partners. We're on about doing like a future baking stream and making American cornbread. So basically, we want willing participants because Wakey's chicken and he don't want to come on and.
I know he's not baker, is he?
Who?
Or is it Pete?
He's still making excuses. Sharpened my butcher's knife earlier and nearly sliced off one of my fingers.
Well, that sounds like a Jeanette type of thing that she does.
Carla says her mother's was not sweet. She did either plain or spicy. But spicy. I mean, the thing is, like, me and Becky could probably do the sweet ones, and Tracy and whoever else could do. We could do like different versions. Does that sound good or does that sound good? You know what I mean? Instead of all making the same thing, two can do spicy and two can do sweet. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's obviously it's not going to happen straight away, but it's oh, thank you very much, partners. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's Becky keeps putting exactly the same thing in Partners, saying Wakey's chicken. So, you know, we all reading from the same in book. We all, you know, it's like cluck cluck. Chris called him chicken.
I started it.
Yeah. So, you know,
pick on Wakey night tonight. Sorry, Wakey.
Oh dear. But yeah, you know what I mean? You know, it says under no circumstances is it going live. I mean, you don't even have to have camera on yourself, Wakey, you know, just put it on whatever you're making. Yeah. Becky says it sounds good with different varieties. But, you know, if we all make the same thing, then it's not interesting to people. Whereas it all depends how many we can get to come on. We can have half doing sweet variety and half doing like spicy variety. Oh, what's he put now?
I'm talking to myself.
I'm not talking about you. I'm on about Wakey.
What's it on?
It's,
Did I send you a message?
It's something on eBay.
eBay. Let's have a laugh then, Wakes.
Famous Dove's cornbread mix. That's cheating. Famous Dave's cornbread mix. But the aim of my channel is Wakey. If you haven't already guessed, it's making it from scratch. Have you ever seen me make a packet, anything out of a packet?
Yeah, well, you do it custard.
You know something? I'm going to throw some over there in a minute.
I thought that was quite witty for me.
But yeah, you know, it'd be good, you know, like if we get same amount of British people with same amount of Americans, and you know, and see the difference in the way we do things. Hiya, Pete. Hey up my ducks. We just on about cornbread actually, Pete, and I've thrown down the gauntlet. I'm trying to get willing participants to make cornbread on one of my live baking streams. Now, I understand that you can have spicy cornbread or you can have sweet cornbread. And I said, basically, however many people we can get, is like half do the sweet cornbread and half do the spicy cornbread. And see, like, you know, the difference in American cornbread and what we make, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that's sort of probably a few months down the line. Tracy, actually cornstarch is different from, yeah, we call it cornflour and you call it cornstarch. You see, this is what I'm saying is, it shows it from an American point of view, and can an English woman, girl, lady, whatever, make as good cornbread as what American can?
Better.
You've told us that one before, Pete. So, you know what I mean? It's something that we can aim for. You know what I mean? It'd be something different to what we normally do, let's just say. But you know, with cornbread, there's not much can go wrong. So, you know, can an English woman, man, whatever, make it as good as what an American can? This is what we're sort of trying to do. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be interesting. You know, as from an American's perspective and an English person's perspective, because I recycle my jokes. You know what I mean? And I was just on about earlier on the difference in like you know, heavy cream is like our double cream, and just like the differences in, you know, food, you know, what we, you know, and in a lot of these recipes, I do, you know, I don't just print off UK versions. I do American, you know.
Yeah, look at that odd hedgehog one that you did. That was
yeah, you know what I mean. And it's you know, as somebody quoted, baking is a science. You know, you've got to get measurements right. You've got to get the timings right. You've got to get the oven temperatures right. Yeah. But with the American Cups version, it's not exact. Well, funny you should say that, Wakey. I know it's sort of not. It's going off subject a bit. When Chris were coming in yesterday, he banged his elbow on the door as he were coming through, and he says, "I've just banged my funny bone." He says, "I wonder why they call it a funny bone." I says, "Well, don't you know?" I says, "It's because the bone is actually called the humerus bone."
Not very bloody humorous.
And he says, "Well, I didn't find it very humorous."
No,
Cooking is an art, baking is a science. And where did all the tins of tapioca go? I don't know. Back in cupboard. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's something that we can put together over a few weeks, a month, whatever. But we'll do it. We'll do it. We're not just going to be talking about it. We're definitely going to do it. So yeah, I mean, I found that exact saying, cooking's an art, but baking's a science. You know, it's all about the timings, the exact ingredients, the, you know, the temperature of your oven, you know what I mean? Right, guys, it's 11:05. I've gone over. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. We'll discuss this more maybe Wednesday evening. You know, I've got to sort of set the wheels in motion, let's just say, and try and get a few more willing participants. I mean, we don't want masses of people on. We just want, you know, same amount of American people as English people, and see if us English can make it as good as what the Americans can. You know, that's sort of, you know.
If they can to Americans, to English.
Yeah.
Boom.
We'll sort it out. Don't worry. We'll sort it out. We're not all talk, and we're not going to just, you know, we're going to do something about it. So on that note, guys, I'm going to get off. Don't forget the baking live stream tomorrow night, where we'll be making apple donut muffins. So I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you for everybody coming in, and I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you later. Bye.
Let me know about the apple muffins if you're doubling up, she says.
I will do, Tracy.